was Dr. Evans, and he's Chris Evans' dad.
Oh,
So
nice.
her kids got to meet him and do like summer trips and stuff. They've got signed Marvel shit.
That's awesome.
We went out to breakfast at one place in Concord that he frequented when he was in the area, and I was like, dude, I would literally keel over and die if Chris Evans walked in this place. He was like, oh.
I would. I love Chris Evans.
Stream is live. I'll start the music. I didn't write an intro this week, so you're...
Okay, TSPN.fun, right?
Yeah, you're on your own.
Okay.
Here we go. Music is coming.
Technically, I'm the best Chris.
Listen up, assholes! It's the Time Spent Poorly Show with your hosts, Derek and Eduardo. Tonight's special guest, Chris Huddleston. Today we're going to talk about a lot of random shit. So buckle up, kids. This is Time Spent Poorly.
That did it. That did it for me.
I'm hard.
That's perfect.
At TSPN.fun, kids. Yeah.
I'm fully torqued.
Oh, man, I need another beer.
All right, so we did a bunch of like little pre-show stuff.
We did. I blew my load. So
While I was getting shit together, I came out here like almost an hour early to get
get
things
going.
and everything just started like.
well, that's what you do when you prepare things, Ward.
Was a cascade failure.
I know it was very upsetting, but I did something yesterday. I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to, but I want to show you something, Derek.
Okay. It's gonna be his wiener. I know it.
Boo, boo.
We got a situation here, Al.
Oh, no, Al.
Cocksucker.
Cocksucker.
Glad I taught you that fucking word. These are whites, huh?
White cocksucker.
White cocksucker.
Did you make some drop-ins?
From Deadwood.
2 white cocksuckers killed him and stole the dope
Just
that
a
he
good
was
compilation
bringing to you.
of my favorite
White
terms.
cocksucker. You switching.
The dope that you were gonna fucking sell to me?
White
Good.
cocksucker.
These 2 white cocksuckers? Who the fuck did?
Good.
Who?
I'm
Who,
glad
you
I
ignorant
directed a lot of
fucking
people to the
chink?
show this
Who?
week to hear this right off.
Who stole the fucking dope?
It was
Cocksucker!
Leon.
Those are the first cocksuckers I have ever heard shouted from that room, Dan, that didn't come from Al's mouth, that wasn't followed by Al. Coming over to that railing, pointing at you, and beckoning up them stairs with your fucking knife.
Good.
Bring him the fuck up.
Good. I'm glad you got all
I
of
wanted
them.
to make
can't
more,
wait.
but
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't have.
You
time.
should have put more in. I directed a
I
lot of
will.
people to the show and told them, like, hey, there's some cussing in it.
They
But
all
not a
look
ton.
So old.
Watch Deadwood.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
But not a
Deadwood.
ton.
Watch the Deadwood movie.
Oh.
I'm like, hey, come in and listen to our show. There's some cussing in it. Not a ton, though. Don't worry.
Come in the front fucking door.
First, second of the
Johnny
show.
has so many great lines. Dude,
Show
and
starts,
Johnny,
though.
Johnny is great in his episode of Justified as well. We talked about how a whole bunch of people from Deadwood are on Justified.
Please, take your passage. Cocksucker.
I do feel like Justified is a lot of those episodes are what they wanted to do on Deadwood, but they didn't get enough time.
Probably.
I'd say a lot of it has some of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
There
they
was
brought
a-
in, Jim Beaver, Gerald McCraney. Is it McCraney?
Yeah, McCraney had a. Didn't he have a run on Justified too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same season that Jim Beaver did.
It was the same with Lost. It's like they took a bunch of the cast from Deadwood and they all ended up on Lost.
Really?
Yeah. Welliver.
The Trixie the Whore, whoever she is, the blonde.
Yeah.
No, that's her name.
But Titus Welliver, yeah. I named my
her
dog
stage
after
It's also
name.
his dog's name.
Yeah. She's a little blonde bitch. She's like, psh.
Titus Welliver is awesome. You watch Bosch, right?
I don't. I might have watched a couple episodes.
I watched the
didn't
first
even-
2 seasons.
I saw the first 2 seasons as well.
The first season's good.
Second's
season's
good.
Okay. Third and fourth season are kind of you get.
And there's
tinkerly.
5 now, right?
And fifth season I think is their best one.
I've
since coming
read
back.
that the 5th season it's really
The
turned
pace
around.
is-
Yeah.
Where did I
Veteran
watch
has
him in?
it.
I watched that actor in a popular movie.
Gone,
and I was
Baby,
like,
Gone.
Was it Transformers?
might have been Transformers.
He
Yep.
was a CIA.
Yep. And I was like,
hitman.
oh, I gotta watch
Bam.
this guy's from Transformers.
Yeah.
And I watched season 1 of Bosch, and I was like, oh, this is a good show. I like detective shows, though. I like that.
Not a Transformer like the ones we were talking about before, like when Bruce Jenner killed that
Not
lady
like
with his
that's
car,
different.
and then
Yeah.
turned into Caitlyn Jenner. because he's a transformer, right?
Dude, if I was a transgendered person, I would say I was a transformer.
I think I would too. If
I'd be like, robots in disguise.
it would be Ro Cox. in disguise.
Transformers.
I'm not a woman. I'm a robot.
More than meets the eye. I'm actually a man, kinda.
You like my tits? Check out my wang.
That's my dick. Yeah, we're very
another
backwards.
good show to check out is, if you haven't on Amazon, is Goliath. Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh yeah.
It's
advertised
season
to me at
2
times.
is there's I think it's only one episode, but there's one episode in season 2 that's just a fucking trip. I mean, it's I don't want to give it away because you'll know what it is when you're in that episode, but the whole series as a whole is pretty good. William Hurt's in it.
Ooh.
He was in the best Kevin Costner movie,
Yeah, it's a pretty solid
Which one?
show.
Mr. Brooks, the only good Kevin Costner movie.
That's
really.
not true.
Does he have any other good ones?
Costner?
Oh, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves was good, but it
It's not
wasn't
as
because
good.
of him.
It's not as good if you watch it again.
I want to
it?
say The Postman's okay.
I didn't watch
I
that
didn't
one.
watch that one either.
Waterworld's fun to watch too.
It is, but they spent so much fucking money
I
on
remember
it.
Field the
remember
dreams.
when my grandma and I
Okay.
went to Waterworld to see it in the
Fair
theater.
That'd be something. in
27
theater.
years ago?
Yeah.
But I remember it being a big deal. It's not anything. The money spent on it then
Not
is
anymore.
nothing today.
Nothing
It was only
now.
100 million
But if
or
you were
something
to
like that.
adjust for inflation and stuff,
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie is still.
for what he's
I
what
want
it
to say
was, yeah.
Costner's a good Pa Kent. I liked him in Man of Steel as Pa
He
Kent.
was good in.
Yeah, but he
I
was
didn't-
just-
I didn't
that
like
was just
that
a
whole-
supporting role.
That
Yeah.
part, that was just bullshit. Like,
I don't
let
know. I
your
like
kid save you.
I like Swing State.
I don't know.
Didn't watch
Oh,
it.
Bull Durham. I
Don't-
forgot about Bull Durham. Bull Durham's a kick-ass movie.
Okay, there's a few Kevin Costner's vehicles
But you
that
have
are
to
all
go
right.
over the last
But
fucking
was
40
that,
years.
Was that Kevin Costner that made that great, or was it
No.
Tim Robbins?
Tin
and
Cup
Susan
isn't
Sarandon?
bad.
Fucking
Tin Cup is good too, but that's probably because of Don Johnson and
It's
Rene
it's
Russo.
elevated because of Don Johnson
Rene
and Cheech
Russo,
Marin.
man.
If a movie is
a
elevated by
babe.
John Johnson, you know
And
that
Cheech
Kevin
Marin, yeah.
Costner isn't that
Everything is elevated by Cheech
and then
Marin.
they're like,
If
they're like
Cheech
we're
Marin's
just
in
doing a
it.
TV show called Nashville.
Cheech Marin should be in garbage movies, but he makes them all good.
Fucking from Dusk
He
Till Dawn,
definitely
Cheech Marin
enhances
makes
everything.
that fucking
He's
movie.
in.
He also
Three
makes
main
Desperado.
Yeah.
He also makes Desperado better. He's in it for like 1 minute. I love him in it.
Quentin
Yeah, he's
Tarantino's joke in that is fantastic. That whole scene with Quentin Tarantino. Normally, I don't like it when he inserts himself into movies, but in Desperado, it's hilarious.
Well, I mean, he's actually just a role in that movie, though. He doesn't direct it.
Yeah, it's a Rodriguez joint.
Yeah,
or
it's one of the
whatever
only
he
things
calls
that
it.
he does.
That's Spike Lee joint.
Oh, what is Rodriguez? Oh, he does that chop shot and something. But
Grindhouse.
yeah.
He's only good. Rodriguez is really good at directing stuff that other people wrote and made.
Like
His own-
D&D.
Right, Desperado.
Yeah.
His own stuff is Desperado. He wrote Desperado. He did, but
I don't
that's
think
like the
he had
only
the
one
amount of
though.
money to make that what he wanted it to, because if you watch Once
But
Upon a
thank
Time
God.
in Mexico, it's just
No, exactly,
a mess.
and thank God he didn't. Because if Rodriguez gets to direct the movie he wants, he makes Spy Kids,
yeah,
and those are garbage trash water.
except the one with Sly.
I bet kids really like that shit though. They probably
No.
lap it up.
I don't
my-
think so.
My kids liked it. We have all of them.
Why?
Didn't
All
he do,
of them.
Didn't he do
Because they're-
Shark
Why'd
Boy
you
and
let
Lava Girl,
them?
too?
I believe so.
He did, yeah. That's garbage trash water as well.
I didn't watch any of those.
It's fucking kids because kids
That
have
has
taste.
Taylor Lautner in it though.
It does.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Taylor Lautner.
Shark
Is he
Boy.
bad guy?
No, he's
No,
Shark
he's Shark Boy.
Really? Is this before Twilight?
Very
Oh
before.
wow.
Yeah, he's like 14.
Yeah.
I thought Twilight was his big break.
It
And
was.
No, it's
then
Shark
that's
Boy
what
and
it was.
Lava Girl for sure.
Said no one ever.
Robert Rodriguez says it. I'm sure. He loves that film.
But if you look at Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico side by side, it's like this is what happens when you take somebody who's really good at like low budget filmmaking and you give them a whole shitload of money and they just go nuts.
Yeah.
Like
So
I mean,
let's just blind Johnny Depp. That sounds like a great idea.
Didn't Rodriguez do Sin City though?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
but
excellent.
Frank Miller wrote it.
No, but so he directed
So-
it,
Yeah.
which it's excellent. But I do think that Rodriguez did do Planet Terror
from the Grindhouse.
for the Grindhouse
Yeah.
movie, and that's actually a good movie, but it's
I
short,
don't think I saw that one.
super short though.
It's been forever since I've seen it.
I
It's
think
got
Death
Bruce
Proof
Willis,
was
right?
the only one of those that I
It
saw.
does.
Yeah.
I was going to ask
Death
you. I
Proof
mentioned this a
is
couple episodes
excellent.
ago, but have you?
I
gone
love Death Proof.
Yeah.
on Netflix and checked out
Kurt Russell.
the 4-part Hateful
Love
Eight?
Kurt Russell.
No,
That's no wrong.
I didn't watch the extended.
Soldier's
broke
good.
They broke it into 4 parts.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
War, do you
And
like
it-
Soldier? Kurt Russell.
with Kurt Russell? You know,
It's his worst movie, and it's still great.
we
It is.
bought it on DVD.
Okay.
I don't remember why. I think it was because it was like early in my DVD career, and at one point we thought we had to like grab every DVD that
Sure,
hit
yeah.
the stands. But and I'm not trying to excuse it because we watched it multiple times.
Same here. I've seen it a dozen times at least.
I'd have to
probably seen it
rewatch
twice.
it, but Gary Busey's in it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he elevates every picture.
Jason Lee or Jason Scott Lee? Is it Jason,
Jason
Scott?
Scott Lee.
It's Jason
He
Scott
played-
Lee. He plays the
played-
bad guy in
He
it.
played Bruce Lee in Dragon the Bruce Lee story.
He did.
I should
And
I
rewatch
know
Mowgli.
Mowgli. I Bruce Lee.
And Mowgli in the good live action version of.
Fuck Mowgli.
John
Fuck the
Favreau.
Jungle Book.
But John
I've
Favreau
never-
is a great fucking director too.
That's actually a good movie. The new one's fine.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good.
Walken.
Dude,
as,
Idris Elba
Walken as
plays-
King Louis.
Yeah, and Idris Elba as Shere Khan.
Wow.
That is a good choice.
You know, okay,
Wow.
we were talking about this earlier.
So good.
Stop remaking shit, but if Favreau remakes it, I'm almost
It
gonna
is
go
Let
with
it
that.
happen.
Yeah.
What happened?
I'll roll the
because-
dice on that one.
But Favreau's only got a few years on us, so that shit is still sacred to him.
Yeah,
that's true.
there you go. That's true. And Jungle Book.
That's just funny
Oh,
because-
Bill Murray.
Did
Bill
Favreau
Murray is
direct
Baloo.
Zathra?
Bill Murray was Baloo.
Yes.
Jesus,
I've
man,
gotta
I should
watch that.
it. The only
Yeah.
person I
Yes,
could think
I
of that
think
would
he
be
did.
better would be John Goodman.
Zathra was a good fucking
Zathra
movie.
is great. It's a great unspoken.
Is
It's
that
a
the-
sequel. It is a sequel to
It's a
Jumanji.
Okay,
sequel,
okay, yeah,
basically.
yeah.
But it's unspoken though. It's not like the sequel to Jumanji.
It's another
like,
board game.
but it is,
it's
though.
space.
Dax Shepard's in it, and he's great.
That was
Dax
yeah, it's a
Shepard
good.
He's
is
usually pretty good.
Really
though.
good, yeah.
Like I don't know if he could carry a whole.
You guys,
movie.
Jungle Book's good.
I
Has Bill
honestly
Murray.
believe he can. I
You
think
think
he
so?
could. Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson plays Ka.
What's the movie
Scarlett
he was
Johansson
in
can
with?
fart on a drum and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
What's that?
She's
no,
fantastic.
the one he was in with Bradley Cooper.
Chef.
Dax Shepard?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Hit and
Oh
Run.
yeah, Hit and Run. Yeah.
That's actually a fun movie.
You know, he wrote and directed that actually.
There's another
Dax Shepard wrote and directed
super
Hit and
versatile
Run. Yeah.
guy that you
It's a good
wouldn't
movie.
think of.
That's
because he
that's Dax Shepard.
doesn't
Hit and
look
Run
it.
is actually that's Dax Shepard removed from addiction. That's Dax Shepard. I'm on the
I'm getting clean.
I'm
now.
getting
And
clean
listen,
now.
bitches, I'm fucking Kristen Bell, right?
Yeah.
I was
Right.
gonna say, isn't he married to Kristen Bell?
He put his wife in
I
it.
can tell what you were thinking.
And they've got
He-
they have one of like the coolest relationships, I think.
They do.
Like
Have you
my
ever listened to his
penchant for
podcast?
blondes.
Armchair Expert,
Yeah, it's great.
I
It's
haven't
actually
listened to all of
great.
it,
It
but-
is really good. Yeah.
but I bet it. I would bet it's
Okay, so if you guys want to know a good YouTube channel that talks about a lot of the movies that we talk about that are garbage but are actually good, there's a great YouTube channel called Good Bad Flicks.
I think I've watched that.
And this dude takes movies that might have been panned, and then he actually breaks down how it was made and a lot of the behind the scenes of it, and then like the movie itself, and then gives like a pretty good like objective opinion about the movies. They're great. Like this guy does a great job. I watch them. I listen to him pretty much all day because I'll just let it run through on YouTube while I'm at work. But like he does like the Thing, like the new sequel for the Thing. He talks about where it went wrong, what was right about it.
It's already been released,
What's that?
the thing?
Oh well, they did that one that was supposed to be a prequel with Elizabeth Winstead in it.
Okay. I thought they were doing one and it was supposed to become like a seasonal thing. And then they're like, well, no, we're just going to end it after
they
one
did-
season. Oh, no, not the thing. Swamp Thing is what I'm thinking of.
There it is.
Ugh.
So they did. There was the Thing with
Kurt
Elizabeth
Russell.
Winstead in it, but there's a newer one with Winstead in it, and yeah, and
Kurt
it-
Russell's was 82, right?
Yeah.
80, yeah. And so this one was supposed to be a prequel to it, and they went and they hired the same CGI or the same like practical effects company that did the original The Thing. So they had all the stuff planned to do like this prequel to it. Like, and they kept it so like, I mean, they wouldn't watch the original movie and like kept so much of the old canon and like, for like, this is gonna be great. The studio went in and were like, nope, you need to CGI everything. It made them CGI everything and it looked terrible. And the movie got released, it did terrible. Sadly, the company that did CGI went and did a crowdfunding for a new movie that to like pay homage to the original thing, and they wanted to do their own thing. To this date, it's actually the most successful crowdfunded movie that's ever been made.
Really?
For this original like body horror like practical effects movie.
Well, it's got a huge cult following too.
Right.
So
No, and the
those
thing
people
is,
can
the
pony
thing
up
is
their
one of my
dollar.
favorite movies. The thing is one of my absolute favorite movies. The original one. Kurt Russell.
I want to do a crowdfunding
That's no dog.
video now. I want to crowdfund a movie and just shoot it with my Nikon and it
I can hear.
handheld and just fucking go and just do shitty practical effects. And
What do you
want
wanna
to
make?
It doesn't matter.
You don't even
I
know
want
the
to. I
plot.
want to find the keywords to make people find this crowdfunding campaign.
Okay.
And push this movie, and then just release an absolute turd.
And keep all their money.
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure you're describing most crowdfunded movies that have been made.
Well, I
right
was
now.
gonna say, doesn't that sound like every Eli Roth movie?
You know, I don't think I've seen any of his films.
God, he sucks.
We blew all our money on craft services.
He's funny. You know what's funny is Eli Roth is a funny dude.
I
He's
don't
in.
not like him, but I don't like anything that he creates.
I don't
He's
think
No.
I've watched
great
any of it.
in Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, he's so
Fucking
good.
awesome.
He's the bear Jew, right?
Yeah.
I've never been able to stay awake through that movie.
I
But his
finally
movies are
watched.
fucking terrible.
I watched the cannibal movie that he did. The Green
Inferno.
Inferno or whatever. Oh
I haven't
God,
seen that.
don't do it.
Didn't he do like 11 Hostel movies too?
He did
3.
he did the first one, and then of course like studios did the second two.
The worst part is he
handed it
inserts
off to,
himself
like-
in his own movies. He did Cabin Fever, right? That was
Yes,
maybe his
and
first movie.
his part in the movie is hilarious.
He just shows up. I was gonna just hang and chill with you guys with all this reefer, but if you want to be dicks, I'm out. Oh no, we're your friend. Yeah, you're so cool, Eli.
Then he kills himself in it. though. His
I never
death
watched
is
that
great
one
though.
either.
Don't.
No.
It's bad.
Fever
No,
is
it's bad.
really,
He sucks.
really
No,
bad.
he sucks. There's one movie he did that should have been really good. Actually, no. If you were to tell me the plot to every one of the movies that he made, I would be like, man, this should be good. That's how we're describing all
They
of his
should
movies.
be.
If you told me
But
the
they're
plot to all the movies, the Eli Roth's movies, I'd be like, that should be a great movie. They're terrible though.
Yeah,
He likes-
Hostel is great on paper.
It's great.
You're like, oh my god, these people are just. I mean, what better way if you're a serial killer than to kill people who are
But
fucking
he
traveling?
turns it.
Terrifying from
He
a
turns it
viewer's
into
perspective,
horror
too.
porn though. All of
Yeah.
his movies turn into horror
It's like, oh,
porn.
let me stick this guy with the drill.
So there's another movie he's in. He's in that movie where he's in Brazil and then the earthquakes happen, which is based on like actual events somewhat. So like these earthquakes happen and he's like in Brazil, and it's like taken from that news story where the earthquake happens at that nightclub and then the stage caves in and kills like 200 people. That really happened. But then he's there trying to survive in Brazil after these earthquakes happen, and then it turns into horror porn, which is
What, is
a
it just
bummer.
people getting crushed by buildings and falling into
No,
crevices and
there's like
stuff?
a gang of like rapists in the city, and it turns into this whole like gross.
Brazil.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but with Eli Roth behind the wheel, it's gonna be gross.
It'd be super garbage.
It's Brazil cranked up to 11.
Poor dude. I like the guy. I do like him
I
genuinely.
like him as a guy, but everything he creates is trash.
Yeah.
Good for him though. I mean, he's made a living at it.
Oh, he has way more money than any of us. So good
Probably
for
The
him.
fucking Jew Bear. Come on.
He's
So is
great in
there
that
really-
movie.
Are there only 3 cameras? And there's one on all of us, and one on me, and one on you?
One on you and one on me. Yeah.
That's so awesome. It's a YouTube bunny.
He's wearing his bacon strip shirt.
It's epic mealtime.
I haven't watched them in a while.
Dude, I think they're done.
No, they started over.
Really?
Yeah, they said like after 7 years they did season 2,
What?
and they started instead of making
Phil,
big.
I
Time
don't wear
spent
mine.
barley gear, yeah.
Oh, you got swag.
Yeah, we made We made
Mine's covered in sweat.
merchandise. Is it?
Oh yeah, I have to wash it.
I've washed mine already.
I have to wash mine.
But
How to do in the washer?
great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like
Did you have it made at Artbeat?
I had it
No,
made
get it
at
at
my
home.
basement.
Oh, really? You do your own?
Yeah.
Screen printing.
Wow.
I know somebody who really wants one of those.
Do you?
I do.
almost said I'd like to see your basement.
Is it
then
the
I was
person
like,
that
no, I know what
messaged
my
me?
basement's like.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, I'm
Yep,
working
Kevin,
on getting a
he
price
wants
for
one,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, he said he wants one.
He wants one.
I bet Valerie wants one. She's a fan.
Buy a shirt, Valerie.
Who's Valerie?
I don't know.
She's a Facebook
Valerie DuPont
fan. It sounds like a made-up name to me. Sorry.
Hi, Valerie DuPont.
from Facebook.
She sounds like the guys from the Foxcatcher movie.
Foxcatcher.
DuPont.
Well, she sounds like it because that's
DuPont.
what the name is.
Literally
DuPont.
just that. Yeah.
I don't even know what her name is or what she sounds like because we haven't heard her voice.
Oh, dad joke.
But
Love that.
Well, you can always call into the show at
had to look.
208-629-5355.
Had to look.
I don't know the number.
I don't even know where he was looking, and I'm looking.
I
at
wanna
something.
watch-
right down there.
I want to watch
Oh, there
the
it is.
new.
Oh, Peter's friend. Hi,
I want to watch
Oh, everybody loves Peter.
Hot Zone.
Peter. Oh, Peter
She
made
calls
some.
him Pete though.
Did you
Nobody
see
calls Peter Pete?
the Peter artwork?
Does he have
Yeah.
a dragon?
Yes, I did.
Wasn't that great?
It's really great because I'm the star.
You would like that.
I do like that.
The new Hot Zone looks good. Have you guys seen the previews for that?
No.
I
don't
want to
even know
watch
what
it.
that
Yeah, it's got the dude, one of my favorite characters from Game of Thrones. Davos is in it.
Yep.
Oh,
Nothing wrong with Davos
Seaworth.
Yeah, it looks
Liam
good though.
Cunningham? Is that his name?
Yeah,
It looks really good though.
Yeah, he's
Hot
one
Zone
of the better
does.
parts of that.
So
it's a History Channel one, isn't it?
yeah, it is. So I
Or
read.
National Geographic. National Geographic.
This is
Yeah,
the
Nat
disease
Geo.
book,
Yep,
right?
it is.
Okay.
So I read Hot Zone in Natural Science 150. I read the book and then watched Outbreak, which is the movie that's Dustin Hoffman,
Sharon
Renee
Stone.
Russo?
Sharon Stone,
No, Renee Russo.
Renee Russo.
Renee
Yeah,
Russo,
Cuba
Outbreak
Gooding
is
Jr.
That's the monkey movie.
And
Kevin
Dustin
Spacey.
Hoffman. Dustin
Spacey's
Hoffman.
in it too.
Spacey,
So
yeah.
2 sex offenders are in it.
That's
Cuba
right.
Gooding Jr. is a sex
But-
offender?
No, Dustin Hoffman.
Spacey
But he
and
dodged
No,
that.
that was bullshit.
But he dodged
Hoffman
that
dodged it.
He grabbed
Spacey
some
did
whore's
not.
ass at a party, and no,
Well,
he's
it's not gay touching, so it's not.
Therefore,
a
it's
big deal.
okay.
it wasn't a 12-year-old boy, so it's not that big a deal.
There you go.
Ward, can you
Anyway,
give us that phone number one more time.
208-629.
9.
5355. I have bad vision.
okay.
too, so.
So you guys, Hot Zone.
And that's super hard to see. Now that you pointed it out, it's really, really hard to see.
Hot Zone.
The original movie made from that was Outbreak.
Right.
I had to read Hot Zone for a Natural Science 150 a class at LCSC. And I was like, I don't want to read. But then I read that book and I was like, this is actually
Watch
really,
the
this
Outbreak
is good.
monkey.
This is a good movie. It's a good book. I actually read the whole book, read the whole thing. I was like, this is a great book. This is interesting and scary. And I'm going to die of Ebola. I know it. And then I watched Outbreak and it's loosely based on it.
Does
It's
it hold
good.
up? Does that movie hold up?
Outbreak?
Yeah.
Outbreak
Yeah.
is really good.
It's good.
Well, I remember
it's
it being
good.
really good when I watched it when I was like 15.
It's
but-
still
Yeah,
good.
It is still good.
It's
Do you
still
remember
good.
when Ebola came out in Texas and it was just like not a big deal? It just went away. I don't know.
They quarantine people.
I don't,
and
so
that's the
maybe
end.
I guess it wasn't a big deal.
It wasn't.
Because we are civilized people. And if you're sick, really sick, you don't get the fuck out in general population.
No.
I'm not sure why they haven't got rid of it. It comes from dead meat. And so people are
Right.
like
Man.
going out in this one section of Africa
Because
and
it's
it
in
spreads
Africa.
from there.
That's
Like,
why.
just go burn that meat. Go
Oh,
buy
yeah,
some,
sure.
some fucking
While we're at
gas
it, why don't we
station.
go get rid of like rampant pregnancies and AIDS in Africa too, Chris?
That'd be great.
Why don't we just take care of all of that?
You know how we could do that?
I think it'd be easier to burn some dead meat.
I think so too. I think so too.
But I
because
guess,
they don't
if you
care.
burn them right, they're just dead meat anyway.
If you slow roast it, the
I'll
meat
always
literally
take
falls
it to
off the bone.
genocide. Always.
Anyway,
I don't really believe these things. I'm just an asshole.
Anyway, the show.
The
Fun
show
zone.
based.
It's coming
Time
out
spent
from the
poorly
book,
is
though.
jokes.
Is it
it's
going to be
coming out
closer
from
to the book?
It is. Yeah,
Okay.
it's supposed to be based like 100% on the book.
Because I read
So
the
I'm
book
excited. Yeah, it's gonna be
in like 10th
the
grade.
book's good. It's a good book. It's
Yeah.
scary. It honestly is scary. You're like, no, we're gonna die.
It makes you legitimately terrified of diseases.
And it's super. The beginning
And
of the
you're
book.
not. Who here is not genuinely terrified of diseases?
Yeah, I watched Pandemic and I didn't sleep for a few days. That's the scariest horror movie I've ever watched.
I got pink eye once, one fucking time.
I wrote a paper on the hantavirus, and it was like then after that, any like outdoor thing, I didn't want to touch anything.
I wiped every surface that you touched in my house. This is still like pre-cell phones, so the phone, all the doorknobs, faucets, everything, Clorox wipes, fucking everywhere. I went through tubs of them, and then I never touched my face again.
And you've never had pink eye since.
Yeah, he
yeah.
went out and got glasses so he won't touch his eyes by mistake.
That's like my science teacher when he covered like testicular cancer. I was worried from that point on.
You just felt your
that I was
balls
like,
every morning for a month.
Cool.
I don't want cancer.
I don't want that. The book's great. I'm actually really excited for the show because I've also been watching Chernobyl.
I'm waiting.
And
on
we're
that.
four
I'm gonna-
episodes in.
I've
and
watched
five
five
is
now.
it.
I've watched
5
3
now.
so far.
6
Six
is it?
I'm waiting until it's all out.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, you have some that next week.
Yeah.
The Happening freaked me out. Trees will kill me.
Yeah.
Man,
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
so.
Oh, was that?
mean,
That's
one
too
of
much
them
Marky
on
Mark.
Netflix or something.
He
The
was
Happening?
he was the
That's the
markiest
M.
Mark
Night
at that point.
Shyamalan
Though.
movie.
Like he was
That's the movie
markiest
he
Mark.
literally sings like, "Roll back water, keep on turning."
I just can't-
keep on
Do you remember that? And he's like, "Hey, tree, I see you killing us. Roll back water, keep on turning."
I can't get into
Stupid.
Shyamalan's in movies anymore.
That is maybe the best first 5 minutes of any movie ever.
I haven't
because
watched-
people
Yeah.
are just
I haven't
walking
even
down the
watched
street
Glass yet.
and
Trees
like
are murdering him.
I
no,
haven't either.
people are falling off buildings. The
Yeah,
trees
that's a good
release some
opening.
sort of hormone that cause people to be suicidal. So it's not. But like this lady's teaching this classroom full of kids and just jacks some scissors into her.
Yeah, that's
throat,
a great opening,
And there's
yeah.
Spoiler
people
alert.
working on skyscrapers dropping out. Well, I guess the plant thing is a spoiler for an
It's been like
11-year-old
10
M. Night
years.
Shyamalan movie, but
Here's the twist, and we're gonna give you the twist.
You're not
in the
gonna
first
watch.
5
If you haven't
minutes.
watched it yet, then you heard it.
Just,
like in
if you
fifth
just
grade.
watched it.
if you haven't seen the memes yet, then
Somewhere.
So,
Somewhere
If you have a pollen allergy of any kind, you'd suicide yourself in this movie universe.
someone in this country who
God damn it!
who stumbled on our podcast is like, "God damn it, Chris Huddleston from Idaho,
you ruined my
you
experience.
ruined the happening."
somewhere
I would go to
7
Idaho and I would shoot you up if Idaho didn't have so many fucking guns to begin with.
7 years from now, someone will be going through
The
time
archives.
spent poorly archives.
It'll be a 20-year-old
They'll have,
movie. at that
they'll
point.
have a fresh copy of The Happening from a Redbox.
They're
Yep.
listening to it on the way
Still be a
home.
thing.
They downloaded
In
the
Connecticut.
podcast.
And they're like, I'm going to watch The Happening as soon as I finish listening
I've
to
been
this
waiting for this
great
day
episode of
to
Time
watch
Spent
the
Poorly.
happening.
Just
Just after Time Spent Poorly. I got to give it to this Time
oh,
Spent
listen,
Poorly.
he said it's the markiest Mark that's ever
There's
marked.
700 more episodes of Time
It's
Spent
gonna be
Poorly to
great.
go.
I gotta listen to this show first before I watch this movie. Oh, God damn it!
God damn you!
Fuck you guys from 20 years ago.
Sorry, guy.
And then
20
he'll
years in
put
the
his
future.
reaction on the interwebs because everybody will have a camera in their car.
Oh, it'll be
that
so
they can
normal now.
record themselves
God,
and
I
be
hope
like,
so.
"This is my reaction to
That
a
whole thing will
20-year-old
be an
podcast."
episode. That whole thing
Yeah.
will be an episode.
But actually, it'll be a reaction to his reaction, though.
Yeah.
Too. By then, it'll be over.
God,
Hey,
I love the future.
Okay, so you guys, I also watched. I watched the.
Rambo trailer.
I did. And I want to get to that, but I watched something recently. I watched Deadpool 2, but I watched the
Extended version.
the version they released second, where it's PG rated, and he has Fred Savage as a hostage in the bed, and you've seen the commercials.
We got a situation here, Al.
I watched that version though. Did you see that version? Yeah, it's actually better. It's better than
PG-13
the,
Like
version?
Princess
Yeah.
Bride.
I haven't watched that.
It's better
S?
because the Fred Savage parts are hilarious in it.
Savage
Where
is a
where
funny
can you
guy.
find the
And you
PG-13?
throw him in
It's
with
on it's
Deadpool.
on it's on HBO.
Is that one on HBO now?
Uh-huh.
It wasn't at first.
It is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been like 3
I just watched it the
versions
other
of
day, and
HBO.
I was like, "This was actually good." I almost kind of wish I went and saw this in theaters, even though I had seen Deadpool 2. And obviously, they took a lot of the gore and a lot of the
So
swearing
does
out.
he cut back and forth between he and Fred Savage through the
Yeah,
whole movie?
through the whole movie.
Oh, I don't want
man.
to see that.
Yeah, it's
Or does it
great.
just bookend it? It's
No, it's not just a book ending. Like they do several
It's like a
things.
is this a
Princess
kissing
Bride.
part?
Yeah, it's like Princess Bride. Like there's a part where he
No,
kisses
it's all right.
he kisses
Grandpa.
Vanessa, and it cuts to him and Fred Savage, and then he's supposed to be like, and then Deadpool's like, come on, you're supposed to be like, oh, is this a kissing book? And Fred Savage is like,
I'm not 12 anymore.
he's like, I'm being held hostage. Like he has him duct taped to the bed.
Is
like
he playing himself or is he playing?
Fred Savage is playing Fred Savage.
Excellent.
Who's being held hostage in a studio that Deadpool turned into the set from Princess Bride.
Has he done anything between this and that Austin Powers movie where he was the mole?
Fred Savage?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
he's a
directed
huge network
a
stuff.
ton of
He's-
shit.
He's
He's a
directing now.
big time director. He's directed tons of Sunnies. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
All of the child actors that become
And he's-
directors seem to not be fucked up in the head.
And he's been in a handful of like short run TV series. Like he did one with Rob Lowe.
Well, that's a good show. Actually, it's interesting that you say that because I just watched Game Night with
I love that.
because I suggested that.
Jason Bateman.
Fucking
You know who
great.
directed that movie? John Francis Daly from Freaks and Geeks.
Really?
Directed that movie.
Yeah,
He's
he
in
did.
it for like 1 second too, but he directed the movie, and I was like, oh, that's what you're doing.
The girl from that.
You mean John
has gotten
Francis
really
Daly from
popular.
Waiting?
Which one's he in?
He
Waiting?
isn't waiting. He's the
The
actor
star
who
of
never
Waiting?
talks. He never talks in it.
Got it.
Until
He
the end,
finally
right?
talks at the very end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Batwing
Dude,
kid
Waiting
is-
is fantastic.
It
oh,
is.
the goat! He gave us the goat!
John Francis Daly, though, a lot of people don't realize, though, was in the show Bones for like 3 seasons, and he talks a ton in that
People
show.
watch Bones?
Not really.
Old people
wasn't
do.
Angel in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody
Yeah,
Show's
and
garbage.
One of the Deschanel sisters.
It's
also
Emily.
Yeah, the oldest one, right?
Yeah.
She's the one that looks like she had half a stroke.
Who's
Yeah.
the better actress between the...
I think Emily is the better actress, but Zoe's the better looking actress.
Sure,
Other
okay.
than the bangs.
Yeah, in
Okay.
Elf, I was sold
I think
on.
Zoe's only got one.
Oh.
She's only
When
got
she's
that.
singing in the shower.
That's the only part
and
that I
he's
like
so
her in.
innocent, creeping up on her, I'm like, oh, dude, if this was rated
That's
R.
the best.
That's the
Me
only
Too.
movie she's in,
That's
though.
the best Me Too moment.
She's in Yes Man with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That's a terrible movie,
But
though.
she plays the same character.
Yeah.
And
She plays the same
the
character
same
in that?
character
in
in
Yes
a TV
Man,
show.
in Yes Man, they literally are like, Zoe, we want you to play a girl who is just different from all the other girls, and you go jogging and take photos.
My name is
you know
Zoe.
what-
She's
I'm
like,
different
I'm
than all the other
perfect.
You know
I'll
what
do
girl
it.
is the most like all the other girls? The one who constantly says she isn't like all the girls.
So Zoe Deschanel,
Yeah.
you just described all of her movies.
Yeah.
She's
Terrible.
I don't
to,
think
to pass up though.
so. I think her sister, even
cute,
just
though.
by playing that
Super
one character, has shown more range than she
Emily
ever could.
Deschanel is also in Spider-Man 2.
Was Deschanel? Was she Bones?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who
The
was she in
shittier-
Spider-Man 2?
She plays the one who he brings pizzas and she's like, you're late.
Oh.
Was she in
Yeah, she
Prison
nailed that.
Break, or was that another actress I'm thinking of?
I have never seen Prison Break and I never will.
I didn't see Prison Break either. How do you make more than one season out of a Prison Break?
By
You
not
know,
breaking
Let
out of
alone
the prison.
5.
I hate both of those actors that are in Prison Break. I hate them equally.
Dominic, whatever.
I don't
I
know.
hate them both so
I
much.
can't tell if it holds up.
Winston or
They're
But
both
at the
in-
time-
Wentworth. Wentworth.
We
They're
went
both
through,
in-
we went through a heyday with Prison Break. We didn't watch it when it was on the air, but then it like all 4 seasons.
They're in the Flash.
Yeah.
CW show. They both are. And I was like, I literally was
Captain
like,
Cold and Heatwave.
I was like,
They've been in another movie
Right.
together too, because I
They were.
think they think that they have to be in everything.
they do
together.
though because nobody wants
They're
them
like-
at
They're
all.
attached by
I
an
won't-
umbilical cord. Come on,
Wentworth,
Nobody
guys.
wants them.
Miller's like, I won't sign on unless
Unless we take Dominic Purcell.
Unless this other
And we have to
bald
have a
guys
trailer
in
we
it.
can share.
because
Everyone's
Dominic
like-
Purcell's the only white guy that can be my brother. Because
And-
I'm black,
and
but
most
I'm white.
and most people are
and
like,
he's gay as fuck.
he's
Yeah,
super,
he's
super
really
gay.
into the whole gay thing. Like I don't care who you
Into the
sleep
whole
with.
way.
I don't care who you sleep with, but it doesn't have to be the only factor of your personality. It's like those fucking people who love pot.
He's super into it.
I'm sorry.
Here you were
Hey,
making a really intelligent
Wentworth.
comment, and
Wentworth.
they got rolled.
What are
over.
you into?
Oh,
the gay thing. Well,
I'm kind of into the
totally
gay
into it.
thing now.
like if the most interesting thing about you is who you're fucking, then you're not an interesting person. Like,
I
too
don't
many
know.
people use that as a crutch,
I-
or like people who use their race as a crutch or whatever. Like,
I was
this
kind
is
of
the most
watching-
interesting thing about me. No, it's
I was
not.
kind of watching The Flash, and then those two were in it the same episode, and I was like, "Oh, cool." Nope, turn
So
it off.
you can't watch Legends of Tomorrow then.
No.
because they joined that team.
No,
and
fuck-
they're in
no,
every
fuck that
episode.
show.
It's
That's
not
stupid.
Like not like a 3-episode arc with
Why are they in it
Heatwave and Captain Cold.
together? That's stupid. You have to be a big. It's like the 7 people that were big Prison Break friends are like, "Oh, perfect again. Let's
Yeah.
do this." Oh, now they have powers. Dumb.
Well, he
Next
played,
thing, let's
he played
remake
Dracula
Lost.
that one time too.
Oh,
He's
it's
also
Blade
what's
3?
the?
fucking awful.
Oh God, he is.
Awful.
He's Dracula, isn't
he
he?
is
God.
Dominic,
damn it.
right?
Dominic Purcell.
He's also
Purcell?
in that movie that has the giant crocodile that's not Placid Lake. Lake Placid.
God, everything should have a giant crocodile.
Every movie should have that, but no.
It's the closest we have to dinosaurs.
He's in. Okay,
The
so
giant crocodile would be like Gary Busey, just upping the ante on
with
every...
Orlando Jones.
I've watched Lake Placid like 17 times.
It's because Lake Placid's a good movie.
It's such a good movie.
It's got Oliver Platt, right?
Yeah.
Of course it's
Oliver
good.
Platt.
And Bill Pullman.
Fucking Bill Pullman.
He's in that, right?
Yeah, and Bridget Fonda.
Uh-huh. That's a good movie,
One of her
actually.
like that was one of her best movies.
That's
Betty
pretty good
White.
for her, yeah.
Betty White's the bad guy
Yeah.
in it.
In Lake
Wow.
Placid?
She drops a F-bomb.
She's the one that's
Wow.
feeding
I
the
actually
croc.
Do you know
She's
why?
feeding the
'Cause
croc.
She doesn't give a fuck.
She does not.
She'll drop a motherfucker, though.
I imagine that movie's more of a documentary about Betty White's life.
Yeah.
Feeding the croc.
Yeah, they just changed the location. It's actually Lake Havasu. Like,
And she's so like, in the movie, she's like, I've been feeding him.
And banging them.
He's
What,
hungry. She's
turkeys?
Bang him.
how do you know? Did you ask?
You know, I haven't seen that movie in a while.
She'd hang her feet in the water
That's-
at the end and they'd nibble on her
That's
toes.
Rick's headcanon.
So cute.
Lake Placid.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Geriatric porn with alligators? Come on. It's the best of both worlds. You guys like dinosaurs?
Anyway, Prison Break's garbage.
Geriatric bestiality porn.
Perfect.
Well, no, technically she's a dinosaur,
Like
too.
a Google search right there.
This show is the absolute rap. We should have named the show The Rabbit Hole.
Which one did we go down? I've did genocide, gay bashing. I made fun of Transformers. What else did I
You
do?
gotta be the show note guy.
I've been terrible this time. I'm the opposite of Gary Busey.
Anyway, so check out
Hot zone.
Hot Zone.
Moving on to
Ladies and
Rambo.
gentlemen.
Jason here, Al.
Nat Geo, Hot Zone. Check it out.
Check it out. Lake Placid. Check it out. Hot Zone.
Hot
Jesus
Placid?
Christ. Good.
Hot Lake Placid.
Anyway,
That's Rick's
Hot Zone
dinosaur
looks great. Chernobyl's good. Check. I can't wait for you guys to watch this.
I've watched the first 3 so far.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm waiting for the whole thing to be out. So.
You'll be done
It's
soon.
5, right?
You'll be ready. It's 6.
It's 6? Okay.
yeah.
So next week.
We
So
just watched.
I'll watch Deadwood tomorrow night. And then,
Fuck yeah.
I have to wait. I have to wait
yeah.
on Deadwood.
are you not done with the series?
I have to watch season 3 still.
yeah,
You miss
that's
out a
important.
lot. Trish
know.
and
Had to go to
are
all those fucking baseball games this week when you could have
I
been
know.
fucking baseball. Why do you have to bring tourism to our town? I
could have
don't
been
want your
cock
money
sucking that 3rd
I
season.
just lost interest in it. You know?
in the show.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Deadwood.
That's okay.
I like
You
it.
don't have to like it.
I
It's
like
okay
it.
not to like things.
To be-
There's
to
so
be my
many
friend,
shows.
You gotta like Deadwood.
You know, that's
Because
kind of
how
a
I-
problem.
that's how I break people in.
Oh,
Let's watch Deadwood. Oh
Deadwood?
yeah.
yeah.
It's only 3 seasons.
And then
of
you
it.
have to start speaking the high speech.
I picked it up on
That's I think what I was
Haji
getting
Mart
to
copies
was,
in Iraq. That's where I
for
started.
the writing
Deadwood.
part of
I
it.
stole that from Stephen King. It's the high speech from
The Dark
Roland's-
Tower.
Yeah, Dark Tower World.
I'm halfway
when-
through
when he's
Wizard
laying-
and Glass right now.
Yeah, when he's laying down the law to people, he's speaking as a
That movie's garbage.
big tough guy.
Dark Tower? I didn't bother.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
I
He's
watched
good, but-
They-
5
they- you don't-
minutes of it.
they
When
do a
my
lot of writing
grandpa
similar to
says
that in,
I don't like a movie, I'll just not watch it. I trust him.
I went down to
When
Grandpa's
who says?
a couple months
My
ago.
grandpa.
Yeah.
He was like,
And
he was like,
introduced
it's
us to-
it's terrible.
I picked up it for the first time when I was 7 because there was a paper sailboat on the front. I was like, this book looks really badass. And it was just too many words, and I was like, I'm gonna go make a sailboat.
I took it to school. I took it to school in 4th grade, and Mrs. Nye took it away, and
Probably a good idea.
and she gave it to Mom, like I was going to get in trouble for reading it.
Yeah.
And
He's reading. That's what my
I-
mom would have said.
yeah,
He's
it's like,
reading.
How
Go
many other
fuck
people in this
yourself.
fucking room are reading 1,000-page books? I get it, Stephen King, and it's not that great, but
Well, it's a good book though.
oh yeah, lots of his are good books, but they're not like
Also,
high.
the
literature.
new the film is great. I've watched it
Oh, yeah.
twice now.
Perfectly cast.
Can't wait. We
Fucking
recently.
Bill Hader.
Yeah, we recently rewatched the first one because the new one's coming out in September.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for the new one. Hope that they include the kids in somehow.
do.
Throw some
Yeah, there's
flashbacks.
flashbacks, yeah.
Gotta be. Man, those kids are so
They said we
good.
got all the kids to come back.
God, those kids are so good.
Yeah, and as much as I like Tim Curry's Pennywise, I think this Skarsgård dude is way better.
No,
only
he
wish
did
they
He's
would've-
so
good.
terrifying.
I only wish they would have got Amy Adams instead of Jessica Chastain.
No, I wish they would have got Dallas Bryce Howard.
Do you?
Yeah, any one of the 3 throwaway redhead actresses.
They should have
any
got
one of
Karen
the
Page
3
from Daredevil.
Amy Adams was good in Sharp
Deborah Ann
Objects, and
Woll.
she played the older version of
She'd
that
have been
girl.
the best shot for that. I don't mind Bryce Dallas Howard. She'd be a good second choice. This Jessica Chastain looks like a complete waste of my time.
She's in, dude. It doesn't. No, you're missing the point. They're all the same people.
Not
They
Deborah
just-
Ann Woll.
No, they just.
I refuse
They
to
just
acknowledge
work
that
in
one.
the same redhead, like ginger actress in these movies.
Oh yeah.
They're bad. They're all bad.
The first
Are they?
movie
Is it
that
'cause they don't have
Chastain
souls?
showed up in was that.
No,
weird
I like
fucking
gingers
Both of
generally.
my kids are
one.
gingers.
My future wife's a ginger.
Outstanding.
I'm
Isn't that
somehow
coming
a
out?
ginger. I don't know how it happened.
Well, you lost all the hair on your head and grew a red beard.
I know.
That's on you, baby.
That's how they describe me.
God,
they see me out on the street.
Cornelius!
It was the mailman with the big red beard.
Um,
Like, it's not that fucking red. It's
Can I-
got
Isn't-
gray in it.
can I-
bitches.
can I
It
tell
is
you
when
something?
the sun hits it though.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? My friend, his name's Peter, and he is a for real ginger, fire red hair. He calls me a day walker because I have a red beard but normal hair. He's like, "You're not a real ginger. You're a day walker."
Is that Peter Pan? Peter the Great?
She's got a
He's at
shitty
Inland now, and
fucking
he's
Wikipedia.
Not, down at,
She's pretty enough. I
He wasn't.
I
Main-
remember reading
he wasn't
something
Main
about her
Street.
being
and then he was a Jolly Moore.
just a.
Is that where he was?
garbage human
He's
being.
tall, super
Super
tall.
tall.
The most
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
thing about
Nice
me is I'm a
dude.
woman,
Uh,
and I'm a feminist
What's
because
his
of it.
fucking last name?
I don't like the way you have to say her
Greg.
name. Chastain.
Yeah,
Greg.
that's him.
Peter and I go way back.
Peter's a great dude.
Yeah, he is.
Anyway, he goes.
Fantastic
Peter,
waiter
who?
too.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
one of
he
the
was.
best things there's
So
My
he
kid's
made.
coach. For
So when I
basketball team.
lived in the Briar building, he worked at Main Street Grill, and I would go in there, and somebody would be like, "Oh," he'd give me like free like iced tea, like to fill up my drink. He'd be like, "Oh, get that guy some iced tea," you know. And somebody in there's like, "Oh, you gingers gotta look out for each other." And Peter goes, "Nah, he's not a real ginger. He's a day walker." And I fucking I'm like, "Is that a Blade reference, you weirdo?" Also, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I would suck your dick.
He calls.
Ouch.
I would. He's a beautiful dude.
I know.
He's a good-looking dude. Super tall.
super tall.
He lived in Briar Building for a little bit.
No, I know.
Anyway, he.
He broke my heart when he left Jolly Moore's because we used to see him for breakfast every Sunday.
Oh.
And now he's at Inland Cellular. And
He is.
Yeah.
He's with Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, full circle.
And now the place that we go to breakfast every Sunday is closing as well.
because
What place is that?
nothing we
Cafe Reuben.
fuck yeah.
They're closing.
Full circle.
July
That just
1st.
that reminded me of our Jamie Kennedy conversation the other day. Now I remember what movie you were telling me to watch
That
was The
dude's a
Mask.
fucking-
The Mask.
Not
yep.
The Mask 2 because of Jamie Kennedy.
Right.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Jamie
the only
Kennedy.
time he was ever good was in the first Scream movie.
Scream movie.
That's
Yeah.
what we were saying.
Scream
He
2
was
as
Scream
well.
2 is okay because he's given the
But until he dies,
sequel rules, and then he
Shouldn't
dies.
have died
And
though. Do you think that?
Oh,
is
and the
there
bad
any-
guy in Scream 2, Timothy Olyphant,
Yeah.
Is there any way that?
and Roseanne's sister.
Jackie.
Yeah,
is
what a
there
fantastic
any
movie.
way that?
Hey, I want to, before we go on the subject of Jackie, you know the fucking TV show Big Bang
Gang
Theory?
Bang Theory.
Yeah.
So she
Young
plays,
Sheldon's
Jackie
mom.
plays,
mom.
young Sheldon's mom is actually Laurie Metcalf's daughter.
Really?
Oh, that's
Really?
cool.
And that's why. And she plays the mom to Sheldon.
Yeah.
Lori
Good for
Metcalf
her.
plays the mom.
Also, I have watched Young Sheldon. I've watched an episode of that. It is not as bad as what you
It is
think.
good.
It's
It's
way
good.
better than anything Big Bang Theory ever did.
Well, that little kid's
No
got
laugh
a
track.
lot of charisma.
I know.
No
it's
laugh
a-
track.
It's a.
Oh no,
It's
laugh
good.
track.
No laugh track at all.
It's a-
I can't
that's a
believe they
selling
abandoned
point.
it. I can't believe they abandoned. It's not a studio show at all.
It's a different kind of show.
Yeah,
It's not just situational
Is Chuck
comedy.
Lorre still?
Yeah, he's
the
behind
top dog on it?
but-
Is he- or-
He's not top dog
he's
on it
not
though.
the
But
writer.
he's
He's
it's
just like an
it's not a
executive
bad
producer or
show
whatever.
though.
'Cause
It's a
it-
shame because the show's actually good. If they would have done something other than Young Sheldon,
They wouldn't
the
have got any
show
viewers,
probably. I know, but it probably would have been better.
probably. Oh, without doubt. But
It doesn't matter if
by
it be
saying-
better. It matters if people watch because
because
it doesn't matter if it's
because
good.
it's a prequel
It matters
because
if
it has
people watch.
because he has to end up being old Sheldon, which eventually becomes a shitty character.
Yeah.
But the show itself.
What
the
were we
show
talking
itself,
about right
I think,
before that though? I
Young
had a
Sheldon,
point. Oh,
We're talking about Jamie Kennedy.
yeah.
Jamie Kennedy. All right. Do you think that there's any way that Jamie Kennedy's career died with his character in Scream 2?
It didn't
I don't-
because he,
do you
he
think there's
did a
any way that it
series
didn't?
of shitty
No,
movies
no, no, no,
since
no.
then.
I mean his good character stuff
Yeah,
of good things.
Well, he got that
Might have
Comedy
died
Central
with the-
show right after that, didn't he?
it
The
was
Jamie
terrible.
Kennedy Experiment.
That was on Comedy Central though.
Was that USA?
It was worse than USA even.
Really?
Believe it or not.
TNT.
That might have been MTV even.
But whatever it was, like
It's
that-
bad.
I think sometimes you give a second stringer their own show, and it goes right to their head, and they can't do anything anymore.
He did such a good job in Scream 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then so I watched The Mask 1 the other day.
Fantastic.
And I was telling Ward, I'm like, this is actually an underrated movie. This movie's even actually better than what I remembered.
It's even worse than MTV. It's
What is
the
it?
WB.
Oh God!
To have an MTV show on the WB, that's really, really
Yeah.
bad.
He wasn't even on a network that lasted to go to UPN. It was UPN for a while.
Ah.
Well, and it just became like the CW.
It's the CW now. Ugh.
Boy, I
Let's
don't.
just change the
God.
letters around, guys. They'll like us if our letters are different.
I don't think I like much on the CW.
Well, I mean,
It's hard to like those shows.
they have the. I mean, they reboot. You gotta give CW props for the progress they did last year and the year before with the superhero shows. I mean, the the Arrow show,
The whole
Flash.
Flash, I couldn't keep watching it. It's Flash is like
No,
my
no,
favorite
and
superhero.
I agree. Like I agree, the shows got bad, but it was cool that they did it.
Yeah,
It was cool that they were
Supergirl
like.
was good for 2 seasons, and,
and-
then they turned her sister into a lesbian, and that
But
became
they
like a
did
huge
super-
focal point of the show.
They also saved Supergirl though.
Did they?
saved it. Supergirl was a CBS show.
That's right.
And it got canceled, and CW is like, fuck it, let's bring it into our thing. And then they also were going to do the same thing with the NBC failed thing, which was Hellfire,
Hellblazer.
Hellblazer,
John Constantine.
Constantine,
Yeah.
and which he was cast great.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a bad show on NBC. Bad show, but it was cast great. So they're like, let's bring him in. And he's been on a few of the shows.
Netflix picked up Lucifer, which is another.
Yeah.
It's another DC
It
Vertigo
is.
comic book that got made into a
It's
series.
bad, though.
I haven't watched it, but I saw that it keeps popping up on my suggested things because I watched
We
Supernatural.
watched the first couple of episodes. I don't mind Supernatural.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean,
Valerie
the
says she
Jim
likes
Beaver
the
era is-
100 on
But my
CW.
favorite.
if Rick and I were monster hunters, we would end up like Sam and Dean.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that we would find some uptight angel that
And
would
it wouldn't
chill
be our
with
dad,
us.
it'd be our grandpa.
Yeah, yeah. Bub is more like Jim Beaver in that show. Hey, have you ever watched Supernatural with Bub?
I haven't watched Supernatural at all.
Oh, it's magical. He's just in love with the show. And the
It's
first
okay.
season was fantastic because they were taking it wasn't like all hunting fucking werewolves and vampires. They were hunting like the Hook guy from the urban legend and
That's kinda cool.
And they found a cool way to make it a ghost that came back for certain things. And the first episode was like, the urban legend about the girl on the highway. And
Yeah.
you're driving by and you give her a ride and she disappears. Only in this, she's fucking driving people off bridges. And they go and and track her down and burn
That's
her
pretty
bones
cool.
or whatever.
That's why you don't pick up hitchhikers, kids.
Who is who's the older one? Is that Dean?
Dean.
He does the voice for
Jensen Ackles.
a few. He does the voice for Robin on the Under the Red Hood cartoon movie for DC.
That was really good. DC's animation.
Yeah,
DC's
it is.
fucking
people
awesome.
people like to knock DC movies, which they should. The DC animated movies are absolutely
Says
great.
the guy who
Yeah.
loves Pa Kent. Come on.
I actually
I loved Man of Steel. I thought it was great
I
that he
love
killed
Man of
Zod.
Steel and
Valerie says 100 on CW is good, and I've actually
said
watched
that.
the first couple
Oh,
of
I heard
seasons
the
of that.
100
It's
is
actually
alright.
not bad.
yeah, it's all right.
I saw the first episode when they dropped him
It's a
out of
little
space.
it's a little teen
It-
romancy.
It gets a little sexual in places. and it's just
That's
kind of
sometimes I'm like,
There's too
eh.
much of that 16 to 19-year-old angst in that show for me to really
It's
get
good
into
though.
it.
It's fine.
And
No, the DC movies though, I even watched the Justice League movie, which is a total Frankenstein movie.
It
I
was.
totally
I couldn't do it.
see.
I had to sit down 3 separate times to get all the way through because I kept falling asleep.
I watched it in theaters, and while it is a complete Frankenstein of a movie, it's completely cut and weird. There's a lot of scenes in the movie though I absolutely loved. Though I love the
was
Flash.
surprised at how much of it ended up like the leaked bits that came out like 15 years ago when they were first trying to.
Yeah.
Like an older Batman putting together a team.
Yeah.
And I mean the whole Death of Superman thing. him
So you
coming
know
back.
the
It was all
original.
good ideas.
Yeah.
The original movie was supposed to be so originally when they were wanting to do a Justice League movie, it was going to be George Miller, who did Mad Max. That's the Mad
Yeah.
Max guy.
yeah.
George Miller. He
Fury
had
Road is phenomenal.
oh, it's absolutely. So under his helm, he was going to do a Justice League movie, but he wanted to do it like that Beowulf movie. He wanted to do it like with like animation,
Yeah, like
but
the
with
Live
like,
action
faux
with
CGI
animation.
yeah,
kind of
like he wanted to do that, and he had already cast it. He cast it with he wanted the Jon Stewart lantern in it.
Not a bad call.
No, not at all.
I like John Stewart.
He had
Lantern. He's
cast
so much less bullshit than the other ones.
Yep, he
Hal
had
Jordan comes
cast
with a lot
Adam
of
Brody
baggage.
as the Flash. Adam Brody from the OC. The only
I don't
good
know if
part
I
of the
could pick
OC.
him out of a no lineup.
I don't know.
I
if
didn't watch
ever
that.
watched it.
It's Adrian Brody's brother.
Adam Brody, he's in
Is he
Cop
blonde?
Out.
He's in Cop Out.
Plays,
God, there's another movie that puts me
second
to
fiddle
sleep.
to Kevin Pollock.
Uh huh.
Or
Kevin
Yeah.
Pollak
Kevin
is
Pollak is
another
second
dude who
fiddle.
elevates everything he's in.
So he
Everything
wanted to
he's in.
put. So he wanted.
He's
so
hard
he had
to watch
this whole.
on a personal level.
yeah.
yeah.
So
but
he had this whole.
If he's acting, he's great.
So George Miller had like this whole cast
as
put
fuck.
together. He had this stuff put together to do like a CGI kind of like Beowulf version of the Justice League. So that was originally DC was like, hey, we're gonna go this route instead because Marvel's already got it on lock. Like fuck them, we're not gonna compete with that.
Yeah.
But then the studio execs were like, no, we gotta compete. And then they took it away from George Miller, and then they went the route they did, which is what we've seen now.
Dumb motherfuckers.
Again,
I don't think I'd
I'm
ever take
okay
anything
with
away
most of
from
them.
George Miller.
Batman vs Superman is still great. I actually really liked it.
The only thing I didn't like was Luthor, but Luthor's like one of my.
Yeah.
He's
He's
he
my-
and
well,
Dr.
he's my
Doom
favorite
are my
villain.
two favorite villains. And
What the fuck? How have we not been like best friends for like?
did we just
10
become best
years?
friends?
I have done like
guys need to make a bunk
my
bed
senior. I did a senior research project about Lex Luthor and Doctor Doom being the best characters in any of those.
And it's true. Like if you ask my son who the best villain is, he'll say Doctor Doom.
I have a whole like Doom thing on my desk at work, like a whole like, because I like people to come in. I'm like, Doom.
The
And no single character has been more just completely butt fucked by movies than Doctor Doom.
I have a
I have a hot take here.
okay.
Sorry,
Oh,
I got a
hot
hot
take.
take. Hottest of hot takes.
You need a hot take.
Michael
Button.
Rosenbaum is Lex Luthor in
So good.
Would have
Smallville.
been,
Smallville is
would have
great.
been so much better than Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he wasn't
His-
really Lex.
his
he was,
turn is,
a progeny nephew.
I feel like he's probably
What's
going to
the-
end up
what's the
being
take?
It was well. I mean,
the not.
I didn't finish Smallville. We watched it up through season 8. And
When
I
he
think-
dies,
Who dies?
Lex dies.
Spoilers.
Well,
He does
like
though.
the,
He
uh,
does.
supposedly
I like
he
the
comes
music
back,
on that
though,
show.
in somewhere in
song.
season 10.
Kind
it
of.
Randy
But I never
Zero that
watched.
does it?
Did you
Yeah.
watch it all the way?
Yeah, I watched all the way through.
See, we have the last 2 seasons on DVD, but I gave up on it.
It doesn't it doesn't
season
hold up.
7 just drug the fuck on. Because
It's
it
'cause
was all
Doomsday.
Lex's people doing all the fucking.
I think I randomly caught an
Labor?
episode of that and just decided that I
My
didn't
favorite
want to
villain of
watch
the
it.
show. My favorite villain of
Jonathan
Smallville.
Taylor Thomas.
No, my favorite villain of Smallville is his little blonde friend who eventually goes on to recruit people into a cult.
Oh yeah, in real life, she made that. She
In
had
real
that
life.
sex cult.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
trafficking
she's in
children.
Allison Mack.
She's
Yes.
in quite
Oh
a lot
my
of
God.
trouble right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she's
see
she's
her.
you're
Currently.
gonna find
Did
a
she have to
scout
plead
for
guil-
her. That
She had to plead guilty.
She had to plead guilty. She's going to prison forever.
they're gonna put her in a gulag in Siberia. Like,
I wish we
why?
could do that. It's just like, you're just too tough for our system. You get to go to Siberia.
You know, there's a place in Russia where they just drilled a hole as far down as anybody's ever drilled a hole. We're just gonna fucking throw you down there. Bye.
I could not believe any of that. 'Cause she's so sweet in that show. Like,
yeah.
you would never guess
And
it.
she's this little tiny, like 5-foot
Right.
blonde.
They're
just-
actors and actresses. We're not supposed
Now
to
go
believe
back.
the things they do.
But she
Now
almost,
go
she,
back.
Like, she halfway recruited Kristen Kruk.
Right.
And then she ended up leaving. Before
Go back and watch
shit hit the fan.
Smallville now with her in it, and it'll completely change that show
Just
for you.
color
Though.
your whole viewpoint of the show.
Oh yeah, because
Fuck
you're like
that bitch.
Hey, look,
Allison.
I was almost recruited. I'd have gone and done that. Brand me, motherfucker.
Allison,
me.
you're crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
wasn't she having like her initials put on people?
Oh man, she's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for her, though.
But there was a strong.
I don't know. Every time I hear
man
about
behind
somebody
that.
who sucks up a bunch of weak-minded motherfuckers and brands them, good for them. Good for them.
Doing gay stuff.
The gay way, or into the gay.
God.
I don't know. There
Allison
was just,
Mack,
there was just
man.
one dude that loved Poon behind that. It wasn't. There was no gay stuff involved.
No, it was a completely heterosexual cult.
yeah.
For sure.
It was definitely queer though.
Come on, man. I've researched this. I was like, maybe this
90
is a cult
women
I'm
in
being-
one man.
Yeah.
Well, so originally when they announced that it happened, I did some research on it too because I was like, Allison Mack from Smallville? Because I watched that show. I mean, I
Yeah.
watched the show faithfully. I loved the show. By the way, what doesn't hold up on the show is not the Allison Mack stuff, which it doesn't hold up. Is actually the soundtrack is so bad.
Somebody say.
They have so many shows from the early 2000s, songs from the early 2000s on there. It's really hard to watch. 'cause
I
you're
like that song.
It's
it hits,
amazing
it hits me
that
just
they were
right. I
able
don't
to
know about
hold
the
on
rest
to
of
the
it.
rights to all of those songs,
Yeah.
though, because
That's
there's
expensive.
there's a TV show that you can't get. You can get the first 2 seasons of.
Scrubs.
No, it was Third Watch, and it ran for 6 seasons.
But you can only see the
And
first 2.
You can only get the first 2, and they actually in the first 2, they went through because I remember we watched them on like A&E, like reruns on A&E,
Yeah.
and then we were trying to like get a hold of the series on DVD, and you can get like the first 2 seasons, but then as we're playing the episodes, all of a sudden it's like generic music, like they
What they
Oh,
should
they
have done
remixed it with like really shitty generic music.
instead of generic music, they should have replaced it with the little boing boing thing from Seinfeld. Every time.
Boom, 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 boom. I watched do-do-do-dum. That would have been great. Actually, I would watch any show with that on there.
Yep. Every old show that they can't get the music rights for.
Smallville's
That's going
still
on the soundboard.
It should.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smallville's great. I hoped that they were gonna make on the Supergirl show. There was a rumor for a while they were gonna make the Smallville Clark the new Superman.
Yeah. And then they just got some rando.
Yeah, they did. He's on.
Was it Marlon Rando or Rando Calrissian? I can't remember.
Well,
But either way,
Marlon Rando is white and Rando Calrissian is black. So,
so it
which
must have
one
been
was
Marlon. Which is weird because Marlon Wayans is black. But
it? He's just copying.
but he would have
Rando.
been. He would have been
The
great
Wayans are not creative. They are hacks.
because they got Dean Cain.
This episode is a deep cut.
Keenan Ivory Wayans. Keenan Ivory Wayans is the only creative Wayans.
They got Dean Cain. Not true. Come on,
Damon, maybe?
dude.
I don't know.
Damon's in
Say
Blank
what you
Man.
said again. Keenan Ivory Wayans is what?
The only creative,
Creative Wayans.
Wayans brother.
Oh, maybe he
Damon's
directed.
kind of a bitch.
I've
He
heard
never
that,
directed
Kind
it all,
of.
so
but he had some good stuff.
He did have
But-
some great stuff.
But
Blank
Last
Man's
Boy
so
Scout.
good.
Blank Man was good.
Oh yeah,
Last Boy Scout's
really
great
Yeah. But did he make that, or was he just in it?
in it.
He's
Yeah.
in it, and
Yeah.
Willis is the one.
Blank Man
But
is
this was-
directed by Keenan Ivory. Though.
This was
Those,
Willis
those
in
younger Wayans
the
brothers
day
who did.
before
the White
Lionsgate.
Weapons Day.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Lethal Weapon.
What a stupid movie.
I love White
You're
Chicks.
thinking of
Did
Die
you
Hard.
really?
But
What's that?
Die Hard.
Doctor
Fuck
Doom
yeah.
is not
You
impressed.
said Lethal Weapon.
The,
I meant
the
Le-
TV,
I
the
meant Die
TV
Hard.
series.
You meant Die Hard.
Nobody's listening to our conversation.
What's better, Die Hard or Lethal Weapon?
They're both equally the same. Equally as
Oh
good.
yeah, you can't
They're
compare.
amazing Christmas movies, both of them.
Yeah.
Die Hard holds up better than Lethal Weapon. I'll tell you that.
It's been a little while since
I
I've
don't
watched.
know. I mean, the three
I've
It holds
rewatched.
up better.
I've rewatched Die
and-
Hard more since Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, I've probably seen Die Hard more times.
And-
Same
and-
here, but I've watched Lethal Weapon recently. Lethal Weapon has way more of the jazz saxophone in between
Yeah, it
cuts,
does.
though, and the
And
Die
it's-
Hard does not.
and
where
nothing
is-
makes me feel 4 years old like 80s action movie jazz.
Where is Lethal Weapon? Is it L.A.?
Yeah.
Getting too
I
old for
can't.
this shit.
Yeah, I can't.
So is Die Hard.
Buy an L.A. cop with an Australian accent.
It's
Well,
barely
Was he rocking
Australian
Australian?
again.
he doesn't have it.
But you can tell
you
it's
can
there.
you can hear it every
You
once
can
in a while.
hear
It
it.
is, yeah.
Have you
no,
seen
no, no, I
Have you
don't
seen
buy it.
Edge of Darkness?
Yeah, it's great.
Holy shit, that's
It's
a
good
great
movie.
movie.
It's a great movie.
I hadn't seen it in like probably 10 years because he
Die
did it right
Hard
after
has-
Taken. It was Mel Gibson's Taken, and it was so much better.
Die Hard has
I love
way better like one-liners though.
Well, and Bruce
Come to
Willis
the
has got
coast,
more
have you
fucking
laughed?
charisma than just about anybody.
God, too bad he's such a turd.
You
Well,
know, do you know why that is? Apparently, it's because he can't hear out of one ear because of Die Hard. And he was
I'm an asshole
he was-
because I can't hear.
No, he gets really aggravated during press tours because they ask him questions and then he doesn't answer them right, and they get snippy with him, and so he's Bruce Willis, and for a long time he was the highest
So,
grossing
fuck you.
person. And he was like, "Fuck you, huh? Oh no, I don't watch my movies," and like he'll just shut down and just be like, "No,
He's such a turd though. I love him.
yeah."
We need to do an episode because we picked our
We have a
original
Rushmore.
Our original Rushmore.
I still hold
that
by it.
included,
Mostly.
We need a new Rushmore. Though.
Stallone
We need
should be on
we need
there.
to update our
And we need to
Rushmore.
put it back here.
We should.
We need to update our Rushmore with actor and we need to land on one that we agree on
Okay.
because
Kit Harington.
you and
Kit
I
Haring-
had the same one. No, fuck.
We almost have the same.
we had the same. We
Who'd you
built
say?
the same. Kit Harington.
No.
You and I built
He just
the
checked
same
into
His
rehab.
career's over. This I'm calling it now. Kit Harington.
He just
isn't
checked
gonna
into-
do anything
he did
anymore.
check-
He's
just checked into
gonna he's
rehab.
gonna Heath Ledger out.
A wellness center, please.
Oh, there's a hard
Because
take.
he
He's going to Heath Ledger out. That's worse than anything I've said, and I was talking about genocide.
Well, okay. Do you guys want to hear our Rushmore?
Yes.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. So we have
We have
Bruce
we
Willis.
had Bruce Willis, John Cusack.
Just because of Gross Point Blank?
No. Do you want me to start?
High Fidelity.
I love John Cusack.
High Fidelity, Gross Point Blank.
Oh, I thought this was your action movie one.
no,
this
just
is
in general.
movies
I'm like,
that-
High Fidelity is not an action movie.
It's no. It's our Mount Rushmore of actors that we'll watch any movie they're in.
Better Off Dead.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
We'll watch any movie that they're in.
Even Hot Tub Time Machine.
No, it's a great movie.
Chernobyl. Oh.
We'll watch any movie that they're in. So it's John Cusack, Bruce Willis. Because
Nicolas
I would
Cage.
literally Nicolas Cage. I'll literally still watch any movie he's in, even though I know they are
Even though he
dumpster
will
fires.
be in any movie.
He'll be in my new one if we update it.
Was it Drive Angry?
Nick Cage.
Sure?
Was that
Fuck
the name
yes,
of that
dude,
Nicolas
I
Cage
love
movie?
Nick Cage.
Was it Drive Angry? Was that the name of that one where he was the dude that died, went to hell, and got sent back to save his daughter?
Yeah.
And
That wasn't Ghost Rider?
strangely enough, no.
What? I noticed the show notes didn't have me have anything with long hair.
I need
Air.
flames.
That was
I
a
need
Con
fucking
Air.
flames.
Have you seen his screen test for Superman? Holy shit!
Number
You know
4.
that's a thing.
John
I know.
Travolta.
It's awesome.
John
Oh.
Travolta was our fourth.
Wow.
And he shared screen time with Nicolas Cage.
Face Off.
He did.
Face
Yeah.
Off.
Face
Great
Off
movie.
is one of John Woo's greatest movies.
Yeah, Face Off is really good because.
man.
But I
Even-
have I have some hot contenders
also-
for the new
John Malkovich is also in. Hold on, real quick. I want to hear John Malkovich is also in
The-
Broken Arrow with Nick Cage's brother, Christian Slater. Aren't they
yeah.
related?
No.
Okay, this is just
Aren't
this
they?
is a complete
I don't
Christian
think so.
Slater tangent. But does he just seem like he's doing
Nicolas
a Jack
Cage is a
Nicholson
Coppola,
impression all
or
the time?
Coppola.
Fuck
know
me,
that.
he cleared it.
Fuck me, he cleared it. Yeah, that's the only time
He's
he's not
related
pretending
to-
to be Jack Nicholson.
There's
Every other fucking movie
Christian
he's in.
Slater is in no way related to like Jason Schwartzman and shit and
Nicolas
Talia
Cage.
Shire. That's Nicolas Cage. Christian Slater has no relation to Nick Cage.
Nick Cage is a Coppola, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Schwartzman
nephew?
and Talia Shire.
Nephew.
Really?
Yeah.
Talia Shire's Adrian, right?
In
Rocky.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's in Godfather too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All
Fucking
of 'em.
amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe not the third one.
Yeah, third one actually is not
It gets a bum
bad.
rap. It's
if
not a
you-
bad movie, but it's just not up to the standard.
But I
that
love
the first
I
one.
love
right.
two.
I'm an idiot.
Two is my favorite.
Yeah.
He admits
You're
it.
right. I'm
But-
an idiot.
Christian Slater is
I'll take
Jack Nicholson's illegitimate
He is.
love child.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson went on a coke
Honest
bender.
and
and
true,
said-
he is Jack Nicholson's illegitimate child.
He has to be.
impregnated a waitress somewhere in Hollywood, and bam, there's Christian
Makes so much
Slater.
more sense now.
Yeah. But he's
I just put the two bad actors together, and I was like, they're related in my head somehow.
let's pull back
Christian
somebody else we
Slater
were
is-
talking to who can do remakes. John Favreau and Christian Slater in Very Bad Things. I love that movie.
That's a good movie.
Ooh,
It's a great movie.
It's amazing. They kill that hooker, and then everything goes downhill from there. And I lived in Vegas for 2 years. I didn't kill any hookers. Not
So
one.
few hookers in that movie.
Well, were there any
Well,
coat hooks
not
or anything?
accidentally.
Okay.
You gotta check the
Jesus, dude.
Who's
You
on
gotta check the
Who's
room
on
for
your
coat
list?
hooks.
Who's on your list for?
Okay, so we talked about him earlier. Woody Harrelson is a
Yeah.
top contender for my Rushmore
He's one of those understated,
because he
super
has
talented actors.
He has the ability. Like, there's nothing that he's been
he's
in
in it,
that
I'll watch
he
it.
fucks up.
Yeah.
No, he is the consummate actor.
Tallahassee.
He's one of my
He's,
tops.
Dude, I watched Venom because I knew he was going to be in it at the very end.
He was going to be in it for 2 seconds. Yeah.
I watched the whole thing because I was like, he'll be Carnage though. I know it.
He's good in the fucking Hunger Game movies.
Yep.
I can't, that's another one that just knocks me out. There's a couple of movies out there that are just Valium to me. I don't even have to get drugs. I can just watch a couple like that. Deliverance. Maybe it's Archery, but
Deliverance knocks you out.
yep.
God,
I'm
that's
asleep.
a good
I'm
fucking
asleep.
show.
I've never been past when they first get on the river. Like they get under the bridge and it dude's all and I'm just done.
That's
Woody
it.
Harrelson.
Banjos knocks me
Woody
out.
Harrelson is one. That's one that
who's the
comes to
other?
mind. We need to. No, we got to think of. We got to brainstorm.
I
He's
thought
the
you
one. That,
had them.
no, I said we need to put it together.
Woody's good. That's a good choice.
Yeah, he's one of my top contenders right now.
Who do you replace? John? Maybe Travolta right now?
I
Yeah.
could say take Travolta's
Johnny-
place,
'cause
but he's.
Battlefield
I
Earth is
skip a
bad.
lot of.
Not
But
Bruce.
see,
Bruce
I
is
feel
still
like,
in there for
I
me.
feel like our Rushmore is almost
Campbell?
an illegitimate Rushmore in a way
No, Willis.
because it's like the Rushmore that could have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's
And
on
it
your
would-
Bruce Rushmore?
It wouldn't
Because-
have included any of those guys.
Campbell,
Bruce Willis
Willis,
is still in there. I don't know,
Springsteen,
man.
and who's another Bruce? Oh, the shark from Jaws is named Bruce.
I love Ian McShane, but I don't think he belongs on. I don't think he's his.
If the UK
Not
had
iconic
Mount
enough.
Rushmore,
He's
we would put that shit
44-inch
right
chest.
up on there, and he would be forefront.
But he's not
in
an American.
Not in America.
But he doesn't have enough. His volume of
America.
work isn't large
Like-
enough.
Yeah.
To,
Not
to
not,
warrant it.
not iconic enough characters.
Wasn't George Washington born in England?
He's not on Rushmore, is he?
Timothy
don't know.
fucking Oliphant.
Oh, yeah. Timothy
Timothy
Olyphant.
Oliphant could.
He's good in everything. Go, Girl Next Door.
God, Girl Next Door is so good. We talked about it once in
Scream
podcast.
too.
Fucking great.
Once a show.
Is that on a streaming service yet? I gotta,
Yeah, it's still on
I
HBO.
watched it on
I think we're
HBO.
I think we're
Is it on
3
HBO?
shows in.
Yeah.
We've brought that
I
up.
think it's about
Yeah.
to go though.
God, I gotta.
Yeah.
3 shows
Yeah.
in on the new Time Spent Poorly. That show's come up. Girl Next Door, so
And I
good.
haven't put it in the tags once.
You gotta watch it. It's so
Dude,
good.
Paul Dano was in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Creepy ass motherfucker.
Emil
Paul Dano.
Hirsch,
Yeah.
great actor.
Didn't he lose his mind?
Why can't I ever fucking pull his name?
Not on a Rushmore then.
Just tell me what.
No,
tell
on
me
a
what he's in.
Rushmore.
I'm good at this.
Um,
Sometimes.
You know it. We all know it.
We all know it, but we don't even know what you're
Ben
talking
is it?
about.
Foster. Ben Foster.
Oh yeah, I am down for Ben
I'd say
Foster.
he's a contender.
He is a contender.
Sure, okay,
Man, Ben
okay.
Foster lights up any movie he's in. Any movie he's in.
Yeah. Okay.
Walton Goggins is another guy. I
Loves
think
me
could,
some Walton Goggins.
could run
But he's
run a
mostly
race, but he's mostly television
Yeah.
based. And this
mean,
new TV series he's got on CBS coming
Shane
up
Vendrell was
that
awesome.
But the
super
media is different
jacked
now,
about.
where it used to be everybody either did movies or they were slumming and they did TV.
Right,
And now
no,
all the
no.
big movie actors are like, I can have a greater range
changed.
because instead of an hour and a half, I get 10 hours to play
Oh,
this character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clooney
So
and Catch 22.
so with that said, with that what you
Clooney.
just said right now,
Dusk Till Dawn is where he made
I'm
his
gonna
jump.
throw McConaughey in there.
Oh,
I could see it.
right,
I'll
all
watch
right,
his
all
stuff
right.
now. I'll watch his stuff now.
The
There's a
Lincoln
new
Lawyer.
movie with him that was out
Dude,
just recently that was
True
not
Detective
bad.
has completely changed him for me. And then he did Dallas Buyers Club, which was heartbreaking and so good. Like his new movies are so good.
Well, he did an interview one time, and he said he finally made enough money that he can do what he wants to do instead of because he.
Because he
What
did
was it?
garbage for a
I
while.
could
He did a
just sit
bunch
in
of
my house
rom-coms.
and
He did
smoke-
10
and made a
things- he
shitload
did-
of money.
He did How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And he did like
Which I'll be honest
Failure
is
to
in my
Launch.
movie collection. I'm
Sure.
married, but yeah, I mean it's there.
he did Failure to Launch, a bunch
Probably
of bad
because
movies.
Of that DVD.
Terry Bradshaw plays his
DVD
plays his dad in Failure to Launch.
For sure.
It's not a.
But he did. He said
I never saw it.
he said that he did all of these movies that even he thought weren't very good because he got paid a lot of money to do them and they didn't take long to shoot and he knew he could secure his family that way.
God, Wolf on
And-
Wall Street, he's so good in that.
Serenity's good, and it's even got Anne Hathaway in it.
Yeah.
It's a weird movie, but it's worth a watch. It's a little long. It's like 2.5 hours.
So McConaughey
that's
would be
Oh, she's one of
new
my
movie
favorite
this year.
brunettes.
McConaughey would be my contender.
He's all right. All right, all right.
He is.
All right. He'd be my contender, man. I'll watch his movies now.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, his newer stuff is great.
So good.
And
Okay.
have you heard Timothy
what do you got?
Oliphant's Clint Eastwood impression?
God, I love Timothy Oliphant.
Did you see
though. I love
Rango?
him.
He played. I thought it was Clint. I thought they'd hired Clint Eastwood for it, and I was
It's
looking
Timothy
at the credits. And it
Olyphant?
was Timothy Oliphant.
That's hilarious.
He plays the Spirit of the West, and he sends Rango back.
He is the spirit of the
He
West.
might be able. I'll let you know
He's
next.
beautiful,
I'll
too.
let you know
but
next Thursday.
you
when
guys
if
don't
we do a
like
show
Santa
next
Clarita
Thursday.
Diet, so you can't take it.
I
Because
don't mind Santa
Is it
Clarita
bad?
Diet.
I thought it was okay. I mean,
I
it's
can't
not
watch it.
great.
I don't
but,
like Drew Barrymore,
but he's fucking
but
hilarious.
he's the one that brings it to town.
Yeah, and the girl that plays their daughter is
I like
excellent.
her. I like her.
She does a great job, and I don't mind Drew Barrymore. She
And I
reminds
don't-
me of E.T. So
I don't care
she's
that
okay.
much. The other kid too. He's not bad.
He's not bad.
But I don't know. For some reason, Drew Barrymore bothers me. But maybe it's
Just because she's not good enough.
Was it because of 50 First Dates?
I might have a hot
liked
take.
50 First Dates when it came out.
Might
I don't
have
know
a-
if I like it now.
I don't mind it. I don't
Hot
mind
take.
a lot
We need
of
a hot
Sandler
take
movies.
button. Hot take.
I might have a
everyone
hot
needs one.
take.
We're gonna make a hot take button.
I might have a hot take.
Okay.
I'm gonna make the sound this
I have
week,
recently followed his YouTube channel, and he is fucking hilarious still.
Who?
Man, Jack
Adam?
Black
Oh, Jack Black.
is still so good.
He's good
He's
at
so
everything.
Does anyone
funny.
not?
School of
there
Rock
are
is
no doubters
amazing.
here.
We just
Jack
went
Black
to the
is
school.
No,
of,
and he-
the Broadway
but-
School of Rock,
How'd
and
that
But doesn't he?
It was not bad.
Doesn't
Yeah.
he somewhat believe? Doesn't he somewhat belong in a Rushmore though? Because like,
Or
if
should I
Jack Black's
take
in a
my
movie,
pants
I'll
off
watch
and
it.
Start the revolution.
Well, Bill Murray has to be on it.
oh fuck me, we're gonna have like a six
Nope,
man
not for me.
Rushmore.
yeah.
Not for me.
He's
on
got a
Bill.
couple that knocked me out.
Not for me on
Steve
Bill.
Zissou is shitty.
If
Royal
if,
Tenenbaums I didn't like.
if Bill Murray is involved in any Wes Anderson movie, I will not watch it. I do not give a shit. I do
You
not
know,
watch Wes Anderson movies.
Lots of
They're
people go
garbage,
full
trash
chub for
water, and so are
fucking
the
Wes
fans.
Anderson movies, and I hate them. I don't like the Royal Tenenbaums. I
I
don't
hate
like
Wes Anderson
fucking
movies.
The Life Aquatic.
I
I'll
think
tell
they're
you, I
garbage.
just-
Why
don't
aren't you
care.
guys best friends? Shit.
I went through a Wes Anderson phase,
I hate
but
him.
but almost all of those movies, I
just haven't watched them.
cringe at the thought of rewatching them.
I couldn't.
not-
Like I went through a phase where
Couldn't
I
do
was
it.
like, I love these movies, and I would put them in and like purposely to watch them, but like at the thought of rewatching them, I feel like it's like, oh, this is gonna be a chore. So
You know whose
I'd
movies,
rather go pick up dog shit.
You know
Yeah,
whose
that's
movies
what
are
it
like
feels
that
like
more
right now.
recently, or to me at least, are a few of the Kevin Smith ones, like Clerks.
I would
can't-
agree.
it's too
I would
fucking
agree.
long.
I want to watch. I do want to watch the reboot.
Same.
Are they
But-
doing it? Clerks 2 was funny, but the first one was just not there.
I'll
for
watch
me.
that reboot.
The Jay and
That
Silent
looks-
Bob reboot.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I love the idea. I love that he's gonna poke. So the first Jay and
Well,
Silent
we have
Bob
to.
one.
We're a pop culture podcast. We
But-
gotta talk about
yeah, and
it.
I love that they poke fun at the whole like they're buying up all the. So the first one they're buying up all the rights to like superhero movies, and now we've seen what's happened since that. Like Kevin Smith called it.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
the internet?
Yeah.
But like, did they not call it though? They're doing that first movie, and it's like they're buying up all the rights to these comic books. Now they're making make movies, and basically the whole movie's about how like it's getting out of control. We got to stop this shit.
Kevin Smith was fucking clairvoyant, man.
Right.
But
So
Mallrats
they made
was
the movie.
phenomenal.
But then now the new one that's coming out is called it's Jay and Silent Bob reboot,
Uh-huh.
and now somebody wants to reboot the first movie that they made in the Jay and Silent Bob movie, and so they want to go to Hollywood to stop the reboot from being made.
I'll watch
That sounds fantastic.
That's
Jane-
fucking hilarious.
Carrie
Jane
Fisher's
Silent
dead,
Bob
so they can't eat
Strike
her
Back
unbox
is
again. But
a fucking awesome movie.
Right, and they want to stop the reboot from being made. I love the idea. They're gonna poke fun at the whole genre. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
yeah, he had a couple of bad ones
Plus
too,
it's
though.
thin,
Like Cop Out was shit, and then there was
Cop Out's
that
shit.
other one with the walrus or something.
Tusk.
Tusk.
It's
like
weird.
it.
but
Yoga
I
hosers.
I like it too.
I like.
Like
I love
don't
it a
know,
lot.
I think
I like.
I listened to the podcast where they talked
Yeah.
about Tusk, so I love it.
And
That
Michael
enhances
Parks.
things.
Michael Parks. He's a great fucking actor. He had like
Yeah.
a whole career in the 70s, and then he like had a falling out with
Yeah.
like basically the Hollywood system, and then
And Jersey Girl's good. Fight me.
Is it? I didn't
Yeah.
watch it.
It's
I
great.
love George
That's
Clooney.
hilarious.
Tarantino and Rodriguez brought him back in Dusk Till Dawn. He was the sheriff that came in and got his,
Yep.
the back of his
Oh,
head
that
blown
guy.
out.
Yeah.
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 He's in Tusk, and he's also in Red State.
Don Johnson played that role in the
Red State's so good.
the Dusk Till Dawn series, which
Don
is
Johnson's
not
going to
bad.
be in the new Watchmen series on HBO.
I saw that.
Yes, he is.
I
I'm
don't-
gonna
I'm
watch
a
the
character,
shit out
yeah.
of that.
I'm not gonna cancel my
I
HBO
cannot.
because
I'm
of that.
literally.
If it sucks,
That's
I'll
hilarious because
walk away.
we just had a conversation about this with my bride to be. How we're keeping HBO so that we can watch the new Watchmen.
I
Who
feel like
watches The
HBO's putting out too much good content right now.
They're
Dude.
beating Netflix with good content. I'm 4 months off Netflix.
Dude,
and
what
they're
about the
sending
new-
me emails about this is what you can see on Netflix? It's like I've got too much shit to watch on HBO.
What about the
and
new-
I'm paying them more money.
And
What
they-
about the new
they
Golden
rotate
Compass?
their- Yeah, his Dark Materials. Is that what?
Yeah, his Dark Materials. Golden
looks
Compass.
good.
McAvoy.
Looks
McAvoy's
so
probably
good.
at the point where he'd be on my Rushmore.
McAvoy's in
There's
it.
fucking nothing he's bad at.
He's in it.
Yeah, he's playing Billy Denbrough.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
What do you say?
Fantastic.
If we do a show next week, if not the following week, we all come back together
We
You
could
come
just do it
back
next
again?
week,
Yeah.
and we pick our Rushmore.
Okay.
Okay.
We hash it out over Rushmore.
Okay. I'll take
And
it.
then we should do another one. We should all go see it together, and then come to a show right after.
I love that idea.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna see it. I am.
Roll
gonna see it.
outro.
We'll have to
Cliffhanger,
bring
bitches!
We'll have to bring Bree in for the
That's
it
cool.
episode because she's
I can bring
That's
another
like-
microphone and a set of headphones. So
okay. That's what
I've
she
got it.
wants. She lives for it right now.
I've got a something. Yeah,
Well,
we-
my old lady lives for it, but it's not it.
Also, I want to watch Chucky.
Yeah!
oh,
Aubrey
yeah.
Plaza, man.
Well, all right, everyone. This has been Time Spent Poorly with your hosts, Eduardo and Derek. We had a special guest, and he really kept it live tonight. Yeah, Chris
Thanks, Chris.
Huddleston.
Thank you so much.
A round of applause.
I'll always
So-
bring the genocide. Don't worry.
www.tspn.fun. Come on, smash that like button, motherfuckers, because we're funny guys.
Smash
And,
each other
uh,
with chairs like those pandas in the WWF.
Your time is not spent well unless it's spent poorly.
Come spend yours with us.
I like that. That's fun.